Alrighty, what is going on, guys? My name is Garrett. Welcome to JUNKBUILT, and today I'm picking up possibly the cheapest and the worst Dodge Dakota in the country. Stick around. We're at COPART. Let's fill up a trailer. Let's see what we can get. This is a 2000 Dodge Dakota RT. It's got no keys, enhanced. It is wrecked. This thing is a gem, man. I picked this thing up for $430. So I'm kind of at one of those points of like, you know, if it's even halfway decent, if it can do some burnouts, if it can do something cool, I think it'd be worth it. So I'm pretty excited. I've been back to COPART, I think, since I actually bought the truck that I'm sitting in right now, which is a 3rd gen mega cab Cummins that I picked up for $5,000. I've already done the 4th gen dash swap. I might do some videos on that. It obviously isn't complete, but obviously I'm driving it, so it's not too bad. But like I said, I'll get back with you guys whenever we've got a truck on the trailer, and yeah, let's see how beautiful this thing is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there she is. About to go put this thing on the trailer. Oh boy. Wow. All right, let's get out of here. Well, alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, she's somewhat on the trailer. I have not gotten a good look at it, but I will say two front wheels are definitely toast. Obviously, we've got a door. She is a rusty old gal. I've got about half a pound of Bondo in this fucking side. Beautiful. None of the windows are up. No keys. Absolutely lovely. All right. Not too bad in here, though. Anything in here interesting? Yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna find any fun stuff in here by any means. We'll see here. Oh, that just hit me. That's fine. Ooh, free fucking pump. I'll take it. Oh, it's already got AC stuff in there. I find it a little hard to believe that there is no key to this, but I guess there is no key to this. Very interesting. I wonder where the key went. I almost feel like it got stuck in between the seats or something, but I don't know. I guess not. We'll check the other side. Is this thing closed? Of course not. Let's take a gander at what we came here for. Oh yeah, baby. Woo! She came to a set to stop quick. This is not a fun time. Oh yeah. She's looking real nice. Coil is on the firewall, that's new. Oh, a ton of crap on the oil. Does it have oil? It does have a battery. It did have a battery. Let's see what we got for oil. Yeah, I mean, it's there. Does not look fantastic, but it does exist. Come on now. Back in the hole. It's had the recall, that sucks. Been wrecked before. This thing's pissing me off. Alright, there we go. I don't see anything aftermarket or crazy on it by any means. Oh, baby, that's what we like to see. Aftermarket fan, some kind of radiator shoved in here and bent. Love that. Dude, that is honestly my favorite thing to see whenever I pull up a car. Oh, baby, look at that. Oh, yeah. She has had a good time. Now listen here. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's gonna be fun figuring that out, but I have no doubt this thing runs. It definitely fucked the wheels. That sucks. Well, I might be able to do something with those. I mean, the back doesn't look too bad. That one's chunked. I know that. Yeah, there is nothing fancy about this guy. The door won't open. The door won't close. Huh, there really is no key for this thing. It's a very interesting thing. Visor by chance? Here. What about you? No? Got no key to a 2000 Dodge Dakota. What is the deal here? I don't... Is it that special to you? Did you have to like keep the key as a memento, or just a bit confused. Oh yeah, shaving cream. Alright, well, I'm going to reiterate the fact that this motherfucker has no keys in it. Absolutely none. I don't believe we'll be finding it. Alright, well, now we got that done. Get a last second look at her. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. When I tell you this is the greatest purchase I've ever made. Oh my God. Shit, she's got a ratchet strap holding the gas tank. She's lowered. Holy shit. That's rough. I mean, I've seen some rough shit. That's rough. Yikes. Alright. Well, tailgate works. Need to shove that back in. Ah, well, you know, it is what it is. I have no windows to close, so yeah. Alright, let's oh baby. I mean, it had one bolt, right? Did you get the frame? Definitely got the AC condenser and the bottom radiator support. I think this thing went into a ditch for sure. Alright, well. Oh, I'm interested. Hang on, one moment. One momento. Oh, I'm interested. What is this? Oh. I'm very interested. What is this? What do we have here? Why do I have a feeling like this might go here, right? Okay, follow me. No, I don't think so. I don't know. I thought maybe it was a jumper wire, but I guess I'm wrong. Well, we'll figure it out whenever we get to the shop. I'm not too worried about it right now, but I would like to find the fucking key. That'd be nice. Alright, let me get this thing strapped up. Oh! Oh! Okay. That one's new. Do you go back at all? Or can you please just... Oh God, what have I opened here? What have I fucking bought? Oh my God. You know what? When I said you can't go wrong with $400, I might have been wrong. This here, I'm gonna have to tie that down for sure. I don't trust that one bit. Well, alrighty. Let's get to strapping her up. I'll show you a little bit more whenever I got a little bit more straps on this bad girl. Alrighty guys, we are back 3 hours later than I expected to. COPART held me hostage for 3 hours. I got there 30 minutes early. My mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Should have came 3 hours later. But got it all loaded up. We got it back to the house. Everything went well. The old third gen did a great job. My $5,000 mega cab absolutely killed it this time. So get this thing flipped around. Well, alrighty. Here's a better look at it out of the yard. Possibly the worst Dakota RT in the country. Got her all home. I'm gonna shove her in a corner, so I wanted to get a quick video now. But looks like the frame's okay on both sides, miraculously. The frame is actually not bent. I mean, it's a little pushed in right here. I am not tripping on that at all. I can mount a bumper to that, and that's all I care. This is 100% roached. Gonna have to get a new lower radiator support. Like I said many times about this in the videos though, there's a million of these things in the junkyards. Dakotas and Durangos will all fit, so should be really easy. I don't think, from what I can see, I don't know if you guys can see anything that I can't, but it doesn't look like anything is like bent suspension wise. A little bit of a leak on the steering rack, not too bad. Of course, that glorious wiring, more glorious wiring, more eaten up glorious wiring. Oh, did I say glorious wiring? But hell yeah, dude. Got the thing back. Like I said, I think I may try to put the ignition. I do have another Dakota. I hate to take the ignition out of it just to see if it works, but it is only a couple volts. It shouldn't be too difficult. And I'm really, really curious to see if this thing will start. I'm not gonna pull it off of the trailer right now just because of the front tires. Ooh, does it say mileage at all? I can't make that out whatsoever. It almost looks like 207. I think this thing has 200,000 for sure, so I think that's 207. I think this thing is a higher mileage unit too, so I really want to get a battery on this thing, get some keys to it, figure out how many miles this thing has. I'm assuming it's going to be a shit ton with just how it looks, but somebody's airbag, it's not from this. So obviously he had a wreck with another vehicle. So yeah. Yeah, you can kind of guess who owned this. So I think the biggest thing that I didn't expect whenever I bought it was all the rust. I am not hurt by this whatsoever because my plans for this truck is to basically build this as cheap as possible and make a shop truck. And I know you're saying, if you let me here. As you can tell, I more than likely have enough shop vehicles. Civic, there's more back in the back, but this one I believe should be just shitty enough that I can take it to local pick and pulls and local U-pull yards that are littered with those crackheads. You know what I'm talking about? Those people in the corner with like cars that are full of shit and shooting dope and stealing shit. Yeah, well, I don't want to bring that, and I sure as shit will not be bringing that or that. So I'm pretty tired. It's like 6-7 o'clock. I have been up since 1-2 in the morning out of excitement trying to get this, and I've been on the road since about 7 a.m. So I really just want to see if I can get a key to this thing, maybe get the mileage, maybe see if it wants to start. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this thing in the corner, get this big old behemoth moved, and she's gonna be parked right next to the little brother there. We'll go ahead and do a tiny little introduction to this guy. If you're wondering, no, I'm not pulling any parts off of this. This is actually my shop truck. I have not done anything with it yet, mainly because it's just title status right now. There's nothing wrong with the title. It's just I can only do so many per year publicly before the state gets mad. And so this one did not make the cut this year, so it's got a while to sit before it's going to get anything done with it. But I bought this truck, I believe, for another $400. Actually, I think this one is $300. I got paid $300 for this truck, mainly because, I mean, look at that. So the real reason that this thing is here, or why it was totaled, is right there. So as you can see, she's kind of chonked. So this is a 2-wheel drive, 3.7 liter. I actually happen to love this truck. It is locked as hell. It has 300,000 miles on it. And I actually plan to do something with this eventually, but I'm thinking about pulling the ignition out of this because I know it'll work. It'll at least get me started and being able to see what kind of mileage that truck has and possibly seeing if it'll start. I know it's not going to move because of the 2 front bad wheels and tires, but the least I could do is go ahead, see if it'll start, see what the mileage is. You know, it could have a rod knock, it could not, you know, move back and forth, it could have no reverse, no drive, it could have nothing. So best thing that I can think before I can get it off of the trailer and decide what to do with it is I need to go ahead, get a key to it, get some power to it, see what kind of conditions it's in. Because hell, if it's in bad enough condition, maybe we don't even pull it off of the trailer. Maybe we just take it straight to the junkyard. So, oh, and if you're looking at this bad boy here, this is another one of my favorite units here, but we'll get to that later. All right, so give me about 5 minutes. I'm gonna get this thing loaded up, get it all backed in, and then we might start on trying to get the ignition. But I mean, just get a load of that. $5,000 COPART truck. Just idling away. I don't think I've given this thing a break a single day since I bought it. I mean, when I bought it right out of the auction, I bought this thing right out of the auction and have not stopped using it since. For any of you wondering, I will do a video kind of further detailing the needs of doing the 4th gen swap on the dash and like all that other stuff. I want to get it a little bit more figured out. Currently, I am trying to get cruise control to work. So once I have that figured out, I will feel a little bit more comfortable telling other people what to do. So I'll just one hand back this thing in here. I'm getting pretty good at this. Alright, I'm gonna get me a drink and let's go put an ignition in and see if we got some power. Alright, I've quickly come to the realization that the ignition in this bad boy as a 2003 is just a little bit different than the 2000 ignition. So I'm not going to be able to swap it real quick and see what the mileage is. That's unfortunate. So I'm going to go ahead and get the door untaped, see what's going on there. I do need to throw a car cover on it so it doesn't get too much more screwed up. Hell, I've tried to find the key. I'm assuming somebody thought this thing was going to get scrapped with how bad of condition it was, and maybe they just wanted to keep the key as a little memento or something. Little did they know a stupid guy like me is actually going to buy this thing and attempt to fix it. So, yeah. But I've got the old 3.7 cranked up here, giving her a little run. This thing's too good of a truck to be sitting. I feel so bad, but you know, when you've got as many cars as I do, you can't feel as bad. It is a business at the end of the day. Can't put emotions into it too much. So anyways, not gonna happen. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start pulling off all this, open the door, and see if we can find anything interesting, possibly a key. I doubt it, because there's not a whole lot of places to hide anything on these trucks. I've already looked over quite a bit of it, so let's get all this off. This is a lot stickier than I thought. Wow, okay. Alright, let me finish this up and get right back with you. Well, one thing I am going to tell you, it does not look any fucking better with the door open. That is by far the rustiest Dakota RT I've ever seen. So why is my door not closing? Well, that's definitely a problem. Oh, wow. I'll get you in there. Look how far that thing's off. Oh my God. No way. That's not from the accident, is it? It almost has to be, right? Because that is like a bit off there, bud. Like, God dang, son. Well, alrighty, guys. So for today, I ain't got shit else to do. So I'm not going to go and buy an ignition and do all this other stuff. It's too late. So it's going to have to be the next day. Luckily for you guys, it'll be, I don't know, like 30 seconds. But here's where we're at for today. You can go ahead and drop it off here. I've got to get my other truck prepared to go home. Get me a cold snack and yeah, just sit back and relax for a little bit. I've been up for way too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this trailer set up, get some blocks underneath to get the jack and everything else. But I will catch you guys in the morning, afternoon, evening, whenever this next clip. And we're gonna be going and probably getting some body panels and definitely an ignition to see what this thing has. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys here in a second. All right, what's going on, guys? So today we're back. We've got the Intense Blue, worst Dakota in the country here. I did a little bit of work, or actually my buddy did a little bit of work without me here, and well, it seems like we got this thing to crank. Oh yeah. When I tell you she runs, boy. Alrighty, so obviously next step is we've got to get this front end ripped off of this thing. Hemp get some tires on it and maybe do some burnouts. Let's get started. Alrighty, well, we got the front end taken off of this thing. Wasn't too bad. Guy put it back together last time, didn't do a very good job, so half of everything was already disconnected, but not looking too bad. We definitely got some rust back there for sure, but for the girls we date, she's fine. But yeah, we're about to get this core support pulled off. I've got to get a couple more lines off for the transmission, pull this core support off. Everything back here looks all right. It's definitely been wrecked before, but nothing too bad. Frame rail, for anybody wondering, looking pretty good on each side. Should be able to get her straight. Did just notice the wheel is a little bit, we're gonna have a problem with that steering rack, it seems. But otherwise, looking pretty good. So alrighty, we're gonna get a little bit more down here. We're gonna get the radiator pulled off, get the core support taken off, and get everything kind of cleaned up, but some of the panels back on, and then we'll get back with it. So after about an hour and a half, 2 hours, we've got at least the front clip put on this thing, the radiator, the condenser. We've still got to bolt down the core support, put the bumper on, and line things up a little bit. We've also got some icy lines and things like that to figure out. Otherwise, it's looking straight. The only issue that I've seen so far with it is we definitely have a bit of a gap on the bottom side of this cab. You can tell it's actually really nice at the top. It's, unfortunately, this mount has collapsed in itself, so that's not going to get any better than it is. And if you've seen the rest of the truck, I don't think I'm that concerned about it. But otherwise, everything else is looking pretty straight. We'll go ahead and cut this down a little bit. Whoops. Let me just... Oh! There you go. Yeah, well, you get the idea. So... All right, so we've got everything kind of bolted in. We're waiting to kind of fully bolt everything in until we get it kind of aligned right and everything else. Definitely want to put the bumper on there here in a minute, but right now we're trying to figure out the current issue is the transmission cooler. I bought this one off of a Durango that was a 2003, so the radiator isn't quite the same. You can run everything just like it was, but it is a little bit shaped different, and the condenser as well. As you can tell, this is supposed to be up here, but because it's an older truck, newer condenser, it's been switched around. You can't bend this, obviously, so we just did this for a temporary fix. See if it holds. If it doesn't, we'll do something about it later. Not too concerned about the AC in this thing. Anyways, we also need to pull the plugs out of this radiator because I do not think we're going to be able to get this to work. So I think we're just going to run it into the radiator. But otherwise, we're looking pretty good. Everything's looking straight. Actually, a lot straighter than I thought it would, so that's good news. We've got the PCM bolted in, all the airbox, cruise control, things like that. I will also say all the trans fluid that came out of this actually looked really good. It was actually a darker red, but a red. So that's actually pretty good for a Chrysler Trans. We've also got to get the holder for the fuse box as well as the battery put in here. Bolt a couple more things in on the side, but it's looking pretty good, honestly. I think, I don't think I'm going to replace the hood. I think it's in decent shape. It's got a little bit over here and a couple little dings right here, but I don't think too big of a reason to replace it. We did end up replacing this hinge. I'll actually give it a... So it seems like somebody has tried their own trailer park welding here and for some reason thought that if you welded this on here, it didn't need to stay stationary. And once you bent it, it just broke this weld right off. So don't know what his thought process was on that. But his thought process was also not pretty good on this bolt to nut ratio here we've got on the hinge. So went ahead, replaced that off. The hood's looking really good. Got everything working. We got it kind of lined up for now. Like I said, everything's kind of loosened up a little bit until we can get everything kind of lined up the way that it needs to with the rest of the cab the way it is and everything like that. Core support looking way better, real nice and straight. Radiator, new core condenser and things in there. So like I said, I think we're gonna go ahead and pass on this thing, put it on just a radiator. I'd like drop it, love that. Anyways, so see if the AC works. If it doesn't, not a big deal, just a fun truck anyways. Be nice to have it, but not a big deal. So we need to go ahead and put the hood hinge back on here. We need to get the bumper put on, bolt down a couple more things, make sure that the radiator and everything else is sitting there. I also need to get another radiator hose clamp because this one has pretty much defeated itself. So other than that, figure out this here, get that bolted on, and yeah, get the top portion on, get the radiator hose and everything else all set up with the coolant reservoir.
I went ahead and upgraded to the newer style that actually goes over the top instead of the one that kind of sits over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on, get everything kind of set up. And I think after that, we're gonna come back, try to get this bumper put on, try to get the headlights, and maybe start it again afterwards. So, all right, let's get to work. Alrighty, well, we got the front bumper put on. I gotta get another bracket, so it's kind of fucked up. This here doesn't have any threads where the bolt bumps in, or the bumper bolts in. So I'm gonna get a bracket here. It needs adjusted as well. We got this kind of holding it up there to make it look all right, but bolts in on the other side really nice. Everything lines up really good. It's just that bracket doesn't have any threads in it. So got the headlights in. We're gonna need to do a little bit more rigging, I guess you would say, to get these to hold on, because there's a tab broken on one of these I know of. And this is honestly just a combination of random parts that me and him had together in correlation to create this. So, but body lines don't look too bad. Like I said, this one isn't going to be great because of the way the cab is, but it ain't too bad. This hood, also this hinge kind of sticks a bit, so it's not perfect there, but like I said, for the girls we date, I think it's all right. The grill's obviously mashed, but I'm not too concerned about that. It doesn't sit too bad on this side either. It's actually a lot better with door here. This door is just super mangled, as you can tell. So got that all worked out. Everything's looking all right under there. So we got to get a couple more things for the headlights, some more fittings, things like that. Got to get a bracket here, but otherwise it ain't looking too bad. We'll go ahead, pop the hood on it here. Which actually got to shut, which is pretty nice. Like I said, that grill's pretty messed up, but ended up getting a new hose clamp put in there, got some coolant in there. Not a whole lot, but just enough. I'm missing the pigtail on this side, the male end, to just go into this harness. So I'm gonna cut that out of the other truck, wire it in. Like I said, we were able to get the AC kind of stuffed in there. It's not great, but it's there. A little bit of wiper fluid stuff, but we got everything else hooked up. It's already been swapped from a clutch fan to an electric fan, so this here's just gonna do the same thing. So everything else is looking pretty good. Starts right up. So in the next couple days, I need to get a couple wheels for the front, but other than that, this thing's pretty much done for today. Special shout out to my boy here, getting everything done. But got a grill, bracket, and a couple other things. Get a couple wheels. We'll do some burnouts. So hell yeah.